Season 4 of Windbreaker is about to start, and many fans are wondering if Mino will ever recover from his injuries. As we know, Mino and Jay have been something like best friends, or let's say very good friends since the first chapters of the manhwa, and have formed a special bond, as Mino was the one who started the crew Hummingbird after he was more or less kicked out of his old crew. Mino was the reason why Jay had some problems with his family, but also the reason why Jay understood that there was another life than studying. Mino helped Jay to rediscover his passion and to understand and experience many other things like friendship, love, and joy. However, the friendship between the two began to crumble when Mino realized that Jay didn't return Mia's love and developed interest in her himself. In chapter 252, Mino is on his way to his first official date with Mia. He meets with Jay, who wasn't very enthusiastic beforehand, as he was apparently not quite sure if he himself was interested in Mia. But as we could see, Jay made his decision for Shelly, as we learn later, and so he gave Mino his okay for Mia and wished him good luck. When the two said goodbye, Mino saved Jay's life from a member of the Zabeth crew who wanted to get revenge on Jay by running him over with a van because Jay had humiliated him earlier in a race. Mino's action enabled him to push Jay away, but he himself was hit by a car and left paralyzed for life. Mino, who refused a full recovery for a long time and even tried to take his own life, was convinced by Hansol after some time to fight to fulfill her dream. For many fans, the question is whether we will ever see Mino riding a bike again. From an interview with the author, we know that Chapter 0 in a way shows the end of Windbreaker and that he has no intention of changing it. So, the ending is set. In the chapter we see a boy sitting in a wheelchair watching the last final race of the League of Street. As we know now, the person is Mino. However, since Joe has explained that he won't change the ending, one could now think that Mino will not be able to recover and will remain disabled forever. Of course, this option is not impossible and would represent a sad end for Mino and Hansol. But in my eyes, there's still the possibility that Mino will recover. We do know that the last race of the League of Street will be the end of the manhwa, but it could be, for example, that we will get a small time skip after the decisive race where we can see what happened to each of the characters. For example, we could find out what happened to various couples, or whether Jay races abroad, or even goes to England with Shelly and joins the Light Cavalry group, whether Winnie was able to save his mother, or whether June finally graduates and joins college, and so on. And here I'm relatively sure that we will also see Mino fulfilling Hansol's dream and being fully recovered again. Yo has already shown in the past, with the ending of Season 3, that he is definitely a fan of happy endings, and accordingly I can't imagine that he will close Mino's chapter, who is one of the fan favorites and has been around since chapter 1, as a sad one. Mino's fate to have a tragic accident and be paralyzed, or at least heavily injured, has been hinted in the series many times in several occasions. Right at the beginning, it was already mentioned that Mino is talented but won't ever be able to reach his full potential because of his leg injury which he suffered in a race with Winnie when they were kids. When he entered the League of Street with Hummingbird, he always kind of had the role as Hummingbird's guardian angel, the one who protected his members from other crews with the risk to get injured very badly. Mino wasn't afraid of injuries, so he kept protecting his crew, although several crew members pointed out that he needs to be less reckless and protect himself. Also, outside the races, Mino acted like a kind of guardian angel for his friends. Like I mentioned earlier, he wasn't only a big brother for Jay, he also protected Mia and made her feel comfortable and regain her confidence when she was in a very dark place because of how she was treated and bullied by school members and classmates. His whole story can be summed up by the quote, "What goes around, comes around," and now it's his friend's job to fully support him on fighting his way back into life, which they already do, as we could see in Season 3 when, for example, Mia refused to break up with him. So what do you think? Feel free to write me in the comments, and as always, stay safe and have a nice day.